Hey, it's Ben Wise from ZOAR Fitness, and today I want to introduce our new sport programming for Saturdays. Previously, it was the name game. It was released every Saturday, and for a period of time, maybe a couple months, I would say, probably, we're going to be doing what is going to be known as the MASH. So it is a Metcon mashup. So we're basically taking several different Metcons and we're going to be putting them back to back to back, and with like a set rest period in between. So typically that rest period is going to be 5 minutes. So you'll do a Metcon, say it takes you 10 minutes, you'll rest from 10:00 to 15:00, and you'll start up at exactly 5 minutes of rest. So you need to record where you finished each time so you know exactly where to start back up. That rest period includes tearing down the equipment that you did before, or leaving it there until the end of the workout, setting up any new equipment that you need so you're actually ready to begin when that timer goes off, and that is exactly at 5 minutes. And then if you need to do any additional movement prep or anything else, that's going to be included in there as well. You are going to have one time for the entire MASH. So the goal is to really reward the pacer. If you go out way too hot and you blow yourself up on that first element, the first Metcon, you're basically going to have to be working from a deficit and like sort of close to red line the entire time, which is a really bad way to attack this stuff. So really the goal here is not necessarily to go out at 100% effort every single time. The goal is for you to start to accumulate some volume doing sport specific work in a way that is just slightly less intense than the name game was. So really with the name game, the goal was like do as much sport specific work, do as much intense sport specific work as you could, squished into a short period of time, or relatively short period of time. The goal with the MASH is to basically take that and expand it and say, now you have way more work that you have to do. So you have to be much more intelligent in the way that maybe not more intelligent is the right way to say it, but you have to be a little bit more relaxed and a little bit better paced and a little bit more focused on efficiency rather than your best time on this. So obviously, if you're trying to get your best time, the goal is just space that out a little bit more. So big things here, as we're building volume in sport-specific work is the best way that you can learn a skill. So if you want to learn chest to bar pull-ups, yes, you can do box drills, and you could do different beat kips and other variations that you can start to really learn how to do chest to bars. But the bottom line is, if you want to get good at doing chest to bars, you have to accumulate reps and reps and reps of chest to bar. So that's one of the ways that we're going to be really building this in. Again, we don't have Metcon spread out through the week as much because we're taking sort of a break from that. But Saturdays, we're going to be really focused on developing a lot of sport-specific work. There's going to be a lot of touches on weightlifting and gymnastics stuff. We'll include some cyclical work in there as well. But we're developing tissue tolerance, really learning skills, and then we're able to focus on efficiency in our movements. Because they're not at 100% max speed, for example, if we're doing burpee box jump overs, you really work on landing and swiveling as on top of the box as you step down, and to practice like how you're going to transfer your feet back, and all the little nuances of your movement. You can really focus on that because it's not just execute. Like you can sort of take the time to breathe and move as you're in these different workouts. Lastly, this is for total time. So the MASH is a single time that you're going to be getting. So if you come out guns a-blazing in that very first one, and then in ones 2 and 3, you fall off like crazy, obviously your score is not going to be as good. So the goal is to regulate your intensity across that entire time. So you have to include the rest into that. Understand like, how am I going to feel after I do this, and then I have a short break and I have to go into a complementary movement, or a movement that's high interference, where I'm going to have a pressing exercise into another heavy pressing exercise, something like that. So really learning to see how different workouts are going to be interacting and sort of pace ahead. I think it's going to be an excellent way to teach all of you how you can really manage your work rate in CrossFit Metcons at a really good style, how we can actually build this in. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good change of pace for a period of time while we run it. And eventually we'll transfer back into the name game as we need to get into more intense sport-specific work as we're starting to go towards the fall again. So for now, we're going to be headed into the MASH. So best of luck. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm excited for people to take it on.